What's up guys, Anthony here with Empire Music and EmpireMusicOnline.com here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And today showing you a super cool, inexpensive bass. This is the Squier by Fender Classic Vibe 70s jazz bass. Great bang for your buck on these instruments, whether we're talking about a jazz bass, a P bass, Strat, Tele, whatever it is. Us here in the shop, we're always impressed with what Fender can put out in the Squier line. We're a big Fender custom shop dealer, as you can see in this room. Our point of reference is really strong as far as what their high-end instruments offer. And every time we pick one of these up, whether just to play it on our own or to show it to a customer, our jaws kind of drop because you realize that you're getting a really nice instrument for just a fraction of the cost of what you'd get from a vintage instrument. Is it the same thing? No. Does it sound exactly the same? Do you get all of the same feel and sound out of this that you do out of a $3,000 bass? No, but you have to kind of, base everything there off of what you're paying for something, and these are highly impressive. So, a little bit about it. Maple neck, it's got just a standard C shape on the back, so not a modern C, a little bit thicker than what you get with a modern, just a straight C. The big thing that separates this from the 60s is that this is a soft maple body. So I think tonality-wise, that explains why you get some of that scooped out sort of sound that you get from this bass versus the 60s, which has a little bit more kind of mid-range push. Being this is a lighter, breathier kind of wood, I think that has a lot to do with the sound of it and the vibe that this kind of encapsulates here. Being, trying to kind of mimic the 70s stuff. So all that aside, what's it sound like? We're wide open right now, both pickups, full on volume, full on tone. And we roll some of that tone off, and we're going to warm up the sound a little bit. And notice, this is a recurring theme that I always say is even within one passage where I'm playing the longer note to the more staccato notes, you're hearing how that note blooms and comes around differently. So when I attack it in this fashion, how that sounds versus this, that's something that a good bass should always give you, and this certainly does. So we go to just the front pickup on it. Oh, slap tone on it too, wide open's always. You'd never think that was a Squier, just playing it, even if you were playing live. Like, other than seeing it on the headstock, you'd never think that, feel-wise either. Just front pickup, so we're going to get into P-bass territory, obviously. And I'll roll the tone off a little bit to get rid of some of that top end on it. All P bass. And we take the jazz, or the more jazz bass sound we get out of the bridge pickup. that tone back up. So you see, just out of configuring the pickups, just out of changing your playing approach or attack, you can pull a lot of different sounds out of this bass, the same way you do out of a custom shop, the same way you do out of an American professional or American performer, any of that stuff. Great price point, super playable. If you're a beginner looking to get into like your first bass, great option. If you're a bass player that's already, maybe even a seasoned pro, but you don't have a jazz bass, you want to add a new sound to your arsenal, this is a great place to look. Looking for something to travel with that you're not going to really worry about getting damaged or dinged up or even stolen, great option for you. And if you are a guitar player looking to add a bass into your collection just for your studio, great option too, because you can really pull a lot of typical jazz bass stuff, P bass, and that real like Jocko-esque mid-range out of the bridge pickup. So you can see more on this at empiremusiconline.com. Call me here personally in the shop, any questions, 412-343-5299. And we're here in Pittsburgh, PA, so if you're local, please stop in. If not, like I said, give us a ring. Free shipping on the stuff, and we'll get you rolling. Thanks, guys.